Hello YouTube, this is Damar1079 coming at you with another World of Warships Legends video, and today we're taking a look at the French battleship, if you want to call it, or cruiser killers, whatever you like to call it, the Strasbourg, the sister ship to the Dunkerque. At the time of this recording, it is that little point in the update now to where these ships were on sale, and I'm like, let me get her, why not? And if you haven't already seen my Dunkirk video, I recommend going seeing that one first. If you want to get anything about it, she is pretty much the same ship, although she is a little bit more armored, so that's probably why they up-tiered her to a tier 6 instead of a tier 5 battleship. Of course, since when she entered the war, she never got the AA gun improvements. Pretty much her story is much like the Dunkirk's, except Dunkirk actually was able to take a good chunk of the gold reserves in France over to the United States, just so the Nazis didn't get a hold of it to fund their war effort. And if you buy her at this time, you'll also get her flag as well. Sadly, though, I'm pretty much going to say this, there's not much history. She was built to go against the Graf Spee and her sister ships, I believe they're the Deutschlands, and then the Scharnhorses were built to combat her, and then the Resolutes were built to go after the Scharnhorses, and then of course the Bismarcks were then made. Yeah, a small battleship, almost a little bit bigger than the German pocket battleships, and that's what they were made to contest. Since I'll put the video anyways in the link down below, but pretty much like the YouTuber Drakenville says, they were made pretty much just because of the Washington Naval Treaty. They didn't want to design a 15-inch gun. They thought they'd take too long, so they just strapped some 13.5 inches, I believe they are. They're 13 or 13.5 inchers that she's armed with. And much like the rest of the French Navy, after they surrendered, it was pretty much sink them. It was pretty much either they had to be sunk, they had to be interned in a neutral port, or they had to be interned in a British port. Sorry about that, yeah. So it's pretty much neutral port, British port, or sink. Which the French didn't want them sunk. The British wanted them sunk, if it came to it. Which it did, and all that. And Strasbourg then, like Dunkirk, they both made it to their next port, but then they were easy targets, bombarded, and then they were scrapped right at the end of the war. No wartime usage whatsoever, fighting against the Axis powers, nor did they have any, since they were too small, even though pretty much fast of the fast battleship, like the Iowas, Vanguards, and what Scharnhorst class and Bismarck class battleships were, even the the Italian ships were. But no. Only Resolute and Jeanne d'Arc were the only French battleships to have survived and even continued service, which there is actual colored footage of one of those two. So we get to see not only what they looked like in a camouflage, much like some of the British battleships, which was only Vanguard, which she was a nice white. But yeah. Sorry, not much in terms of this. I don't think I even did that much history either when it came to Dunkirk. But these were battleships for a different time and a different arms race, since the French had colonies, they didn't have the fuel capacity to go halfway around the world on one tank of gas, like the Iowa classes were, and everything. So they pretty much were supposed to stay and contest in the Atlantic waters, the British Channel, and the Mediterranean. They were supposed to stay in primarily, and probably go like ship them over to like Vietnam and places like that.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Which, now that I think of it, it was either Resolute or John Bark that actually went over to Vietnam during the Vietnam War before we got involved. I'll look more into that when or if I ever get Jean Bark, or I decide to make a Resolute video. If you would like me to do that, I'll do a video. I'll look into her history and all that, and we'll see how she is.
Foundered.
But yeah, technically, the Scharnhorst here is no different than that heavy cruiser right there for the French. She's just got a little bit bigger guns, I think. I think those are 12 inches compared to the 13 that she has. Where it's going to hurt, because unlike the later ships that came in the line, not really anything in the anti-aircraft gun roll, as you saw. So yeah, you can see that these ships were made for when aircraft carriers didn't rule the seas. These were meant for going after still of the armored cruisers that probably were still lying around, or the heavy cruisers that were coming up and all that. And of course, like I said, going after the German pocket battleships. And for me, even though yes, I believe she is a little bit more armored than her sister ship, I don't know if still that she needs to be a tier 6. But let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think, yeah, because she's a little bit more armored, she deserves to be it, or if that's the case, do you think she should should Dunkirk be the same thing? Which I'm not sure. If she's in modes like this, now that I think of it, where there's no aircraft carriers and there's only those little hybrid ships, farewell. A lot of the French ships are, especially the battleships of later tiers, or if you got the tier 5 Dunkirk and all that, and you play with now even Strasbourg and then Resolute, you'll be really used to keeping your guns forwards. Which kind of I like about these French ships. You know how to use them. All your firepower is always up forward, so you never have to show your side unless you're turning to get away from them. So pretty much all the armor's up forward, which I just now remember. Yeah, I showed. About to say I forgot, but no, I didn't. secondary battery is pretty good. Good for tier, or good range.
The ship is on fire.
The guns do good damage.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Propulsion's good too. Oh, look at that, even though it's an AI battle, almost 100,000 damage. Top 2, not bad. Which is kind of neat. Nice little line of how they are. You go from this ship to pretty much this ship. Go from like 13.5s, like I said, to 15-inch guns. Not bad. They're pretty... Definitely gotta do the dispersion thing. Could fix that with a different style for this captain. Ooh, aircraft carrier. Ain't that funny? I say Jean d'Arc and there Jean d'Arc is. And that's a ship. I will say, if I ever do get that ship, much like Wisconsin, another video you should go check, I will be putting her out that day that I get her.
Let's give them a hard time. General quarters.
Now that I think of it, I think I kind of did it like I gave you a 2-second warning with the trailer for Wisconsin. Funny commentary between me and my buddy Driven, though. But I think with like Musashi, I did give at least a day before you guys got that video, so I'll do that then for you guys. But just don't go boom boom. I will do that. I will give you guys the teaser, and then the next day afterwards you'll get that. It's there near this French cruiser, because it actually has anti-aircraft guns.
Enemy force detected. Fighter airborne.
A lot of French ships came out to play. And where's my buddy Driven at? When you need him, he would be loving this.
Get back.
Ooh, he's not doing good. But I gotta press on. Can't just run like he is. And here comes another French battleship. Come on, my battleship companion, let us take sea. Vive la France!
Fighter returning to ship.
Ooh. That didn't do much as I would thought it would. But it's a Jean d'Arc, and I hate going up against them. Let me know also in the comments below, now that I think of it, how many of you guys have the Jean d'Arc? And also let me know, was she a campaign ship in the past? Or did you get her just out of pure luck out of some of those, like, Christmas crates or something? I'd
The
like
ship
to
is on
know.
fire.
Because I know you can get, like, what's the Lennon and Jean Bark out of them, but it's, like, stupid rare. No, duh. This darn Cleveland's gonna be annoying me the whole time. Fly, my plane, fly, because I'm not gonna make it even for this next shot. Yep, and I was right there too. Is. And yes, I already know what you're gonna say. I should have retreated, but it was a good game. The first half, it's usually how it goes, and plus I didn't want to make the video too long for you, but my thoughts are, if, like I said, this is going to be in the future, but at the time, if you did get it, like I did, let me know if you did, and let me know your thoughts about her. Do you think she's better than Dunkirk, or do you like the Dunkirk? Or if, like I've always said, if you like me, you eventually, and you have the opportunity, you want to get the sister ships, all of them together, it's pretty much a collector's habit. I had got Dunkirk. I don't remember why. I think I had a coupon, so she was less expensive, and I had the doubloons or something. But yeah, let me know if you're also like me. If you get one sister ship, if you get one ship of a class, and then they give you the other sister ships, do you have to get her? I think the most expensive out of them all is probably the Iowa class battleships, because Iowa's fine to get. She's easy. Missouri, you have to have the steel. New Jersey, you just have to wait for the update, and then she's expensive. She's like $75 or something. And then Wisconsin, if you got her, don't know if there'll be global XP, like you have to spend 2 million to get her or not. And she's just wait until you get a different Christmas crate or something. Not sure. But now I'm just rambling. So that's going to do it all for now. I'll put the link, like I said earlier, in the description. You can listen to the history and all that from the guy I do. And like I said, let me know what your thoughts are on her if you have her. So that's going to do it all for now. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.